Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Today I have something new, something different. I am giving you my review of Returnal. Game that came out on PS5, I think about a week or two ago. Well, maybe longer depending on when this video goes up, because do be slacking sometimes. So as you can hear, I got the Returnal theme playing in the background. I beat the game. I'm going to give you my thoughts, my opinions. If you click on the video and you're still unsure to buy, I'm gonna get right into that. If we should buy it or not, what's up. And we're gonna do it while in the command center, because this is where it all went down, where we was given our mission on what we were supposed to do. So I'm gonna jump right into it. Returnal. It's the new shooter slash bullet storm, bullet hell slash demon Dark Souls like game that came out on the PS5. I think I'm not too sure, but I think it's our official like next gen game. And pretty much, but I think wow, yeah, and I'm gonna leave the reaction in on the video for YouTube itself, because of course my bro will come in here acting a fool. But yeah, is it a buy? Yes and no. If you like challenging games, if you like games that's gonna piss you off and give you hell, it's most definitely a buy. Yeah, most definitely a buy. If you don't want to deal with dying and starting over and over and being absurdly challenged, do not get the game. It's a great game. The way it's put together, the way it was executed, graphically looks amazing. Fun. It can be fun as hell, especially if you do enjoy like the Dark Souls like games. Remnant the Ashes is another one I think of, and like I said, it also has the bullet storm, bullet hell kind of gameplay where you just go out there, you gotta shoot everything, kill everything. So it's definitely fun. And when you beat bosses, when you get past a biome, you feel accomplished, like just like how the old Dark Souls games were, where you finally beat that boss that been beating your ass. You feel super accomplished with it. So I can definitely say from that aspect, the game is fun. It is very fun. Like I said, I didn't come across any glitches, honestly, at all, so that's always a plus, that the game doesn't have glitches. I will speak on the fact that for those who don't know, which everybody should by now, that they have like a no save feature. If you turn your game off, that's it. You have to restart from the starting point, essentially, all over again, no matter what your progress you have made. If you die, of course, you start over from the beginning, no matter what progress you have made. Do I agree to that? To some degree, I'm fine with it. Being that I came from an era where like playing on the Sega Genesis and things like that, most of the time when you died in those older games, you had to restart the whole level anyway. So that's fine with me. I'm not a big fan of you can't turn your game off though. I felt like if you was able to turn your game off and continue from, like it does a save feature from there, then fine. If you died though, you had to restart over. I would have been more fine with that, because especially the way the new consoles are, and how these consoles been, period. There's people that have gotten errors, blue screens, all kinds of things, and once that happens, you have to restart over. So I didn't agree to that point. I would have thought better. I would have liked better if they would have just put it as a game that, you know, if you die, you got to restart all over. You can save where you at if you turn the game off, but if you die, you got to restart over. It did kind of work as a plus though, I will say, because it kept me on the game a lot longer than I would be, because the game will piss you off to the point where you just don't want to play this shit. And for those of you who are on YouTube, I'll probably insert some clips somewhere along or whatnot, so you'll see just my frustration. Oh! Oh! Oh my God. GG's, bro. GG's! Yo. 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 But like I said, the game will piss you off. The game will really piss you off. I personally, I can't speak for everybody, I personally felt like the bosses were a lot easier than the biomes a lot of times. I felt like the bosses, once I got to the boss, I felt like I could do this. I was fine. And once you beat the first boss to me was the hardest challenge. After the first boss, I think I died once to another boss, and after I died to him, to that boss, once I got back to him, I completely beat him. So yeah, like I died once to a boss, and the bosses to me were pretty simple. Just they really more or less just shot a whole bunch of orbs and, you know, darkness to you and crap like that. So it's I'm not gonna say it was easy to dodge their moves, but what the aspect that makes this game hard is when you'll go into a biome and you'll just get twerked on in a room full of mad alien dudes just shooting everywhere. You got one jumping at you from behind, one shooting laser rings, one shooting the laser, one dropping bombs on your head. Like, they literally come out and just stomp you out. Like, and that was a lot of times some of the hardest parts, just literally getting stomped out by monsters in area. That's where most of my deaths came from. I had like 34 deaths. If I'm wrong, I'll put it somewhere on the screen with the number I actually had. But I think I had like 34 deaths out of the game, and it mostly came from being stomped out completely. I forget her name. I think it's Selena. I call her Karen. And I think most of the community has called her Karen, and she's the only Karen we acknowledge is Selena. She is made out of paper, as she should be. She's technically a regular human 40-year-old Karen. Like, so I could expect that, you know, if I was a human and I fought some aliens, they might be a little bit more resilient than I am. You know, they were born different. So she's very much like paperweight. She get hit a couple times, she is dead, and you will have to start over. Now, that's not to say they just throw you out there with nothing. You do have your weapons. You automatically start the game off with a pistol once you find it, and then you get a sword, I believe, once you find that. So, you know, you always have that to start the levels off. You have your guns that you find. There's all types of guns. I think it's like five or six different types, But the thing is, they do have like different special abilities, different power-ups that go on them. As your proficiency and your weapon proficiency increases, the weapon's rate of fire also tends to increase. So you, like, for example, might you might find the assault rifle. Assault rifle has pretty decent, you know, it's an assault rifle, has pretty decent magazine size, as you don't have to worry about finding ammo either. It's a you know, all the energy weapons have pretty much infinite ammo, but their clip will run out, and then it has to be recharged. But for instance, like, you'll find an assault rifle, it'll spit, and as your weapon efficiency goes up, the assault rifle may get slower but hit harder. Then it can get even faster and hit just as hard. So like, that's also a dope thing. So you do have you do only have like 5 weapons, but they have different power-ups, different abilities, so it makes it feel like it makes it feel a lot bigger. You have your permanent upgrades, which are very hard to find in the game, because the game is also randomly generated. Every time you die, everything is different. The weapons is different, maps is different. So, you know, you do have permanent upgrades, which are already hard to find, and if you keep dying, you will miss out. Exploration is, of course, because of this fact, exploration is essential to beating the game. You have to explore your biomes until you get to a good point. So you have permanent upgrades that you can find in a lot. You have your suit upgrades, which aren't permanent. So if you do die with your suit upgrades, they are gone. Like, that is it. You have power sights, which they give a good and bad effect, which is dope. So you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons. Like, for instance, you can find a power sight that gives you 10% protection, which protection would you be able to get hit more, 10%, but the cons may be your dash, which dash is essential too, because dash, you're just like in Dark Souls. If you dash, or, you know, with Dark Souls is roll, if you dash, you won't be hit by mostly all damage. There's only like 1 or 2 different attacks, and you could tell because they're purple that you can't dash through, but dash makes you invulnerable to all damage. And then it's your dash and your melee. Melee has a recharge time too, but melee's recharge time and dash recharge time is super quick, unless you get that power sight. Then it's 5 seconds. It may be 5 seconds longer, and, you know, it may be something you'd be able to suffice with, but sometimes it's not, because like I said, you could get a room, like I said, there's RNG. You could get a room that'll literally have madness going on in it, and you have to survive it. You have to keep moving and things like that. Like I said, I thought for my biggest problem was always dealing with the biomes and the ads in those areas. The bosses weren't too much of a problem, except for the first boss. The first boss, I probably died like 5 times. Like, he is hard, but you're essentially learning the game. Moving around is your friend and stuff like that. So with all of that, it can be your time on the game can be hell, or it can be super fun. It's all up to RNG. What I will say though, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's the frustration or whatnot. I felt like sometimes the RNG that was based in the game though, I felt like it was kind of worked against you. Sometimes, like, I found myself finding, like, I may have a real good run with real good items and real good equipment and stuff like that, and the shit they just throw out at me was ridiculous. I mean, some of them, I get some of the hardest monsters in the game. They have almost like mini bosses. They usually have like orange health, so you know that's like a mini boss. He's a lot more resilient than the other ads that you normally would fight. So you'll get something like them, and they do a lot more different attacks. You get a mini boss, or you can get they do have like elite, I would say like elite ads, where usually you'll see them because they're spawning into the area, unlike the other ones who kind of like pop in. You'll see them like being created, like forming into the areas. So those were like the elite enemies. You'll get like a room with like 1 or 2 of them. And like I said, they're a lot harder. Elites are of course a lot harder to kill than ads, and mini bosses of course are a lot more harder to kill than elites. And it's just a lot of hell going on. And that was for me. Anytime I found some good stuff, like to the point where the last area when I finally got to it, I just kind of rushed to the end. I probably died twice on the final area, and then after the third time, just kind of just rushed to the end. Ended up getting to the boss, and the final boss for me was a piece of cake, especially because the weapon I had for him. And that's the thing too. Some weapons are clearly better than others. I will say, like the lobber to me is completely trash. I hate the lobber. I hate it. Lobber to me is completely trash. But you know, some guns are clearly better than others. And shotgun wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't like the rocket launcher at first, but once I learned how to use it, like you really have to aim in to use it. It was love. It carried me through like 2 different bosses or whatnot. But yeah, like I said, I felt like the RNG was they kind of made things harder for you sometimes. Or if you didn't find good stuff and you know had challenging ads, you just ain't find nothing good at all. Some of the parasites I was getting were like completely trash. Like didn't give me good pros, and just the cons were terrible. They have like health items that you can pick up where they'll kind of heal you if you've been damaged. I was getting areas that had just nothing but those health items, them pickups, totally infected. So where, you know, if you pick it up, you have a random chance of getting malfunctioned or hurt by picking it up. Or just, you do have the ability to heal yourself is in a consumable, and you have to find the consumable or, you know, trade for it. It was to the point where I didn't even get like any in the last area. I probably didn't get any unless I made it myself, fabricated it myself. So like I said, I felt like sometimes the RNG was kind of pushed to make you do bad or make it rougher than it had to be. But like I said, the game was fun. The game is definitely fun. It's a good game. I'm pretty sure the spawn of Satan made this game, but it was fun when you beat somebody, when you beat a boss, when you beat a biome that's been challenging you and giving you hell, and just made you want to quit. Once you finally beat that area, it felt amazing, and it made you want to keep going. The game kept you in there. Like I said, I recommend it if you can't stand raging. If you're one of those people that punch holes in the wall when you're upset, this may not be for you. But if you want a serious challenge and to feel accomplished when you do something, Returnal is most definitely the game for you. So that's going to be my first review. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll throw the little animation in at the beginning. I need them likes, need them subscriptions. Please, it's free. Completely free. Like I said, Returnal, give it a thumbs up. But we out of here. Hope you have a good one. Peace.